All right, it is 10:07. I got to get ready to go to work in a little bit. But before I start this podcast, I'd like to thank Blackstone Labs and I'd like to thank Blackstone Labs for sponsoring this podcast. You can get 20% off your entire order at blackstonelabs.com. All that fucking good shit. All right, and also to Jon Andersen Clothing.com. They support me. I support them. 10% off your entire order with F Excuses 1910. That is F Excuses 1910. Now that is out of the way, look, it's Friday. Enjoy your weekend. All that stuff. But you know what? When you enjoy your weekend, and when you really get to enjoy your weekend, look, you have to know when to put a pause on everything else and enjoy your family. Enjoy the time you have with them. All that stuff. I can't stress the importance of it. This is coming from a man for the majority of his life has worked. I'm talking about worked hard, put in hours, made the money, paid the bills, take care of business. Look, I've been there and done that. And you know what? There's not a lot of happy memories about that because I was just at work. I was never with my kids. I was never with my family. I was never anything. All I ever did was work. Where's the fucking fun in that? All right? There's so many times that I could have had great times with my family, drinking and playing and partying and whatever it is, because there's so many memories that go along with that. All right, and that's something I reflect on because all I ever did was work. I'd work 12 hours a day, fucking sometimes more than that. You know what I'm saying? I would put hours on in at work because I felt like I needed to make as much money as I needed to make. I needed to make all the money. I needed to make sure I had so much money that I didn't have to worry about nothing. But that's what stressed me out the most because I was never home. All I ever did was work. I'd come home, eat, sleep, I'd eat, shower, sleep, get up and go to work. Eat, shower, sleep, get up and go to work. And I didn't know anything better. I was young and dumb and didn't know. No one told me, no one showed me, no one taught me the way how to have a relationship or how to, communicate these things. All I knew was I have a kid, I need to work, and I need to pay bills. I have people I need to take care of. Ain't no one going to take care of them for me. I need to take care of them. So I worked. I worked so much and so hard. And if that's what fucked up my life, is thinking that I needed to work like that. All right. Look, there's a difference between working for yourself, working on yourself, and chasing your dreams. But the difference is that's for yourself and your family. But working for somebody else, working for a company, putting hours on end who don't give a fuck about you, that's not what to do. All right, because they don't care. They just need a body there. You can be replaced. You can stay home and they'll get someone else to fucking do it. They'd fire you and hire another person in a fucking heartbeat. And that's something I had to learn. All right, look, I have a limit. I have a draw. I know what to work, when I work, and how to work, and I know how to play the game. I've been there, done that. But you know what? At the end of the day, I will call in. I will take a day off. I will schedule my vacations. I will do all that stuff so I can enjoy my life. I don't work for a company for my life. I work for myself. The company hires me for my time. My time is precious to me. So when I give it to them, understand that I only give moderate amounts, minimal amounts. Whatever they need for me to stay there is what they're going to get from me. All right. But when it comes for me working for myself, working for what I want to do, look, that's going to get all 100% time and attention. And your family will understand that part. But when you show up to work for a company or whatever other place, look, that don't give two fucks about you, you're just a fucking number. You need to understand that you are a person and they don't depend on you. They need you to show up because they need you to do your job. But you also need to understand that you need to make time for yourself, time for your family, and time for your loved ones. Because you can lose it all just because you're not paying attention. And when you're not paying attention, thinking you need to work hard, you need to make all this money, you need to pay the bills, you need to do this. Look, and I understand struggle and strife and all that fucking bullshit and check to check because that's how I've been living my life. But the thing is, at the end of the day, you can get another job. All right. At the end of the day, you need to make sure that you make these memories, these times, these relationships, all these things with your family. All right. Your kids, your wife, whatever the fuck it is. All right. That's what I'm trying to tell people. You need to enjoy the fruits of your labor and not fucking labor all day long. That's what you not need to do. All right? Because that's the bullshit that fucks people's lives up. That's the bullshit that's when you end up not knowing why things happen or what things are going on or what's going. Because you just all you did was pay attention to work. And when you just pay attention to work, that's what fucks people up. That's what fucks shit up. Look, your job's your job. Leave it at home. Leave it at work. All right? When you come home, you switch it off. And if whatever you need to do to switch it off, switch it off. Because you need to understand, you leave that shit there and you come home. Enjoy your life. Fuck the bullshit. Fuck the drama. Fuck all that shit. Because look, at the end of the day, it's you and your family, not you and your job. All right? Your job is not that important because you can always get another job. You can always get hired somewhere else. And don't feel like you need to stay somewhere. Look, chasing your dreams and working for your goals and all that shit, you got to be financed. You got to start somewhere. And you know what? It's cool. It's understandable. You know what I'm saying? I've worked many jobs. I've worked jobs where all I knew is I needed to show up and make money. All right? I made so much money I didn't know what to do with it. I wasted it. I squandered it. I fucking partied with it. But I was also young and dumb and didn't know what to fucking do. Now that I look back, I'm like, fuck. At a young age, I wasted so much time and effort on something that didn't mean shit to me. All right? It was just a place I was at. But you know what? This is just things that I've gone through and I've lived through and I've done. You know, and I just want to make I want to make sure people enjoy their life. You know, I talk about working hard, chasing your dreams and reaching goals. But you got to understand what downtime is. You also got to understand where your priorities are. All right? And look, if you're single and you ain't got nothing else to do, guess what? Grind that shit out. Make that money. Chase your fucking goals. You know, buy the shit you want. But if you got a family, you got kids, you got a wife, you got a significant other, whatever the fuck it may be, you need to understand you need to make time and attention for them. And when I mean time and attention for them is, just because you're making money and you're giving them money, doesn't mean shit. All right? That doesn't mean jack fucking shit, because there's no emotion attached to money. You need to show time and attention to them. You need to make sure that they're a priority. Look, work is fine and dandy, but your life and your family, that's what it comes down to. Look, these are just the ramblings of an old man that's been there, done that. I've lost relationships. I've lost families because of that shit. All right? I've worked my ass off. All I know is these two hands can do anything. And when I mean anything, I can work my fucking ass off. Work my fucking ass off. That's what I can do. I'm a big fucking dude that knows how to fucking grind. And that's what fucked me up. So now I always make time and attention for my kids, time and attention for my lady, time and attention for those around me. Because that time and attention is what's going to bring you joy. It's what's going to bring you happiness. So just so you guys know, money ain't all it's cracked up to be. Enjoy what you got around you, because you don't know how long you'll have it. And when you don't know how long you'll have it, that's what's scary. And so I'm going to tell you, like I said, from someone who's lost it all and gained it all, understand what you want. Understand what's going on. Understand that happiness is the key to success. And those around you are happy, that's what should make you happy, because that's what makes me happy. To see the smile, laughter on my family and my kids and my lady, that's my enjoyment. I work to pay the bills, feed them, clothe them, roof over their head, all that fucking good shit. But at the end of the fucking day, fuck that job. Fuck that shit. Wherever I need to be, and that's with them. And when I can take it, I'll take it. So it's the Angry Motherfucking Dad. You want to watch this shit? IGTV, YouTube. You want to listen to shit? Spreaker, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, all that fucking bullshit. Make sure you go check it all the fuck out. Alright? Also, too, look, Paranormal Pat just put out a podcast on Bloody Mary. So make sure you go check out that podcast on Bloody Mary. You know, maybe I should say it one more time. Bloody, go check it the fuck out. Angry Motherfucking Dad. Enjoy your motherfucking weekend. All that motherfucking bullshit. Fuck.